Hello, I'm Chris with Custom Creative Carvings. Welcome to my shop. Stepping out of order a little bit today because in my series of my story, I want to start at the beginning, but I am going to talk about something that's a little bit different, a little bit out of there. I'm going to talk about my shop, my setup, and some changes that are coming. Huge announcement. What we're looking at right here is where my Maverick 3x5 has been. Since I moved in the shop a couple months ago, things are a complete mess, so excuse the mess. I have been reorganizing everything. I have moved almost everything in the shop in the past few days. Not Castle, that stayed there since I built it. That's going to be my office when I do get things a little bit more organized. We'll talk more about that in upcoming videos. But for now, that's where my Maverick's been, right in the middle of the mess. I mean, you can see the pocket where that used to sit. That was where my 3x5 sat. Big announcement is a couple of days ago, I signed the finishing paperwork and finished the order of my new Maverick 4x8 with the auto tool change. I'm so excited. This thing is huge, and that's what I want to talk about today is the upgrade process. I'm going from a 3x5 to 4x8, a little bit bigger platform, so I thought I'd just stretch out here a little bit. But then I started looking at the numbers. Holy cow. The 3x5 is 84x57 on the footprint. So decent sized machine. In fact, let's turn. I actually took the time to move my Maverick here, and I'll explain that in a minute, but that thing has a footprint of 84x57 inches. So going from a 3x5 to a 4x8, you're going to expect a little bit bigger platform, right? What I didn't realize is until I started figuring everything out, auto tool change, everything else, because I decided to draw out the shop, figure out what was where, and so I drew out where everything was and where everything was going to fit, and I realized that putting the 4x8 in the same spot the 3x5 was going to get really tight really fast. So what I did was I drew the outline, set it in there, and said, I'm going to have to move it. Where I figured out is going to be the best spot for the 4x8 is right here. The reason I moved the 3x5 over there was because of the difference in platform size. Going from an 84x57 to a 171x71. So 87 inches longer. Going from 84 inches, adding 87, 171 inches. That is a long machine. Looking forward to the auto tool change though. And 14 inches wider. So gives me quite a bit bigger machine. So what I decided to do was put this one in it where it is, and sitting in that back corner, that is the orientation of where the 4x8 will sit. See that red tape over here on the floor? That is the other corner of the 4x8. So it's going to sit another 14 inches over. If you look down here on the floor where I'm standing, almost more up right there. So there is where the 4x8 will come to. So just to give you an idea, I'm going to step back just a little bit through the mess. So that is where the 4x8 will come to. This is going to take up a huge part of my shop. So what I've done is put these pieces of black tape on the floor to design the glass house effect. So what this is going to give me the opportunity to do over the next couple weeks 8 weeks while I'm waiting for my 4x8 to come in is this is a no-go zone. So I need to figure out over the next couple of weeks if this is enough room between the garage door and the new Maverick or the glass house. I'm already finding out that there is not enough room between the table saw and where the Maverick's going to be. I actually had to rotate the table saw to fit it here. That's why everything's total mess. So I think, I'm going to get dizzy now. Sorry, won't do that again. I think I'm going to put the table saw over here where the Maverick was, and then that'll give me the entire other side of the shop over here to fill in with the rest of my tools, my dust collector, planer, drum sander, those kind of things. So it'll give me a chance to play with it. So as I go through this, I planned it, I'm testing it. I'm going to use the glass house, see if I can fit everything, or if I'm going to need to move it. Now, when I moved this Maverick, 700 pounds, I was able to do that by myself using some rollers. They do sell a mobility kit. You know what? It's not necessary if you move it once or twice in a lifetime, but if you've got to move that thing anytime near on a regular basis, I would definitely recommend spending the extra money for the mobility kit. I did spend the extra money on the mobility kit for the 4x8 because I don't think a couple of dollies are going to get that moved. So just in case I ever do have to move it, I know I've got some more rearranging of my long-term storage that's behind there, so I can eventually push this another foot closer to the wall, give me another foot of space out here. And hopefully the glass house will let me realize if I've got to do that before the machine gets in, so I don't have to move it more than once. So next video, I'm going to get back into starting my beginnings, what my first machine was and what software I was using and how that helped me get on the path. And it's gonna, every video I come up from now on is going to highlight one thing: how amazing my wife is. She has been behind me the entire way. My first step was a $4,000 investment that I ended up making about 200 bucks from. So not quite the greatest business investment in the world. Granted, I can still make money with it, and I'll show you what that is in the next video. Thank you for hanging out this long. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, ring that bell if you want to see the rest of my series. And thanks again. This is Chris with Custom Creative Carving saying, I'll see you next time.